I want to tell you about something I've been working on for the past 6 or so months. It's a website at hexameter.co that helps you learn, practice, and perfect your ability to scan a line of dactylic hexameter. It has been wildly successful in my own classes, and I'm opening it up to everyone else, so teachers, students, scholars, and any other friends of the classics. So dactylic hexameter is a pattern of long and short syllables used by the Romans and Greeks in poetry, most notably their epic poems like those of Virgil and Homer. Ancient poetry was meant to be heard, and scanning will help you with that. It can also elucidate some of the mysteries of the line, where to pause, what grammar certain words have, etc. There are rules to this, though, but if you're not overly familiar with how to scan ancient poetry, there's a little bit of a learning curve. How important is it? Well, it seems that every year, the College Board says that students just don't know how to scan hexameter on the AP exam. I'd argue that they just don't have enough practice, and that's my purpose for this site, to give this opportunity to everyone. The first thing, well, the most important thing, is that everything I'm going to talk about is free. I'm a public school teacher myself, and I understand that asking students to pay out of their own pocket for an educational activity is impossible. It's never going to happen. And there's no point asking a cash-strapped school district for support. So I'm hosting everything myself on my own server, and since registration is free, the site is ad-supported, but you can always give a donation too. So let's talk about the site itself. When you navigate first to hexameter.co, and maybe do that now in a new tab or window, you'll be presented with the main page and a chance to either register or sign in. So let's create an account before I tell you more about this site. Registration is quick and simple. Provide your name, a username, your email, and a password. Your location is for the leaderboards, and choose a favorite color or pattern. And that's it. When you create your account, you'll be taken to the profile page, which has nothing on it for now. My initial rating is 1200, but don't worry, I'll get that higher. The first thing we should do is scan a line. So you can see when you go to scan, up here, you have a selection of authors to choose from. In the beginning, right now, we have lines from Virgil and Ovid already rated, and Lucretius in the beginning stages of rating, and I'll be adding more authors in the future. Oh, and if you're a student or teacher of AP Latin, you can choose to see only those lines from Virgil's Aeneid that show up on the AP syllabus. Let's choose Virgil. Here's the scanning page. You have your line of Latin, a workspace area, and a place to enter your answer. You'll also see where the line comes from as well as its rating. And that's right, users and lines have ratings. And the site's algorithm gives you a line roughly at your level. So if you're a scanning novice, you'll get easy lines. If you're a pro, you'll get some of the more difficult lines in our database. Since I haven't scanned anything yet, we have an easy line. So let's scan this. You don't have to fill in the longs and shorts, and the only thing that really matters is the dactyl spondy pattern for the first 4 feet. So I'll enter in our answer, and here's the result. I got it right. And I got a badge for my first correct line. And my rating went up. The line's rating actually went down too. You can see that I have a streak of just one line, and once I have done more lines, this graph on the left will show my recent progress. Let's try one more. Okay, I'll fill in the D's and S's, and hey, I got it right, along with my first streak badge. You'll see that my rating has shot up from 1200 pretty significantly. So the more lines that I do, the closer I will get to my true rating, and the smaller the increments will be each time I scan a line. You can learn more about this process on our About page. I'm going to go check out my profile right now, because I have some pretty awesome stats to show you. The first tab on my profile is my dashboard, which gives me my site rank, total correct, current streak, and how many badges I've earned. And you get a badge for total lines correct or correct lines in a row, and even scanning lines at certain difficulty levels. I also have some neat charts to show how great I am. My accuracy, my last 50 lines, how many times I've scanned over the past month, and even the authors that I prefer, along with my accuracy for those. My stats page breaks down my progress even more, with my basic info, specific numbers behind my accuracy and totals, and I can even break this down by author. But I've only done Virgil, so there's not much here. My streaks, rankings, and even my metrical preference. My badges show me what I've earned and give me an incentive to keep trying. The last 25 lines gives me my history on this site, including the work in line, the Latin, what the right answer was, and the rating of the line and whether I got it correct or not. And that's the basic overview of the site for the user, but there's a lot more. There are leaderboards. Each author has his own page of information and stats. I also have rules in case you need a refresher, and video tutorials that teach how to scan in case you really need a refresher. If you're a teacher, you can set up a classroom and your students can sign in, and this allows you to track your own students' progress. So say you want them to scan like 100 lines per term. And your class will have its own sortable leaderboard. I said before, I'm a teacher, and I tried to create features for this site that benefit my students and myself as their teacher. And here's the big question. Does this site work to teach students how to scan? I think all of my students would say yes, and the data bears this out. With just a minimal introduction to the basic rules of scanning and some directed practice, my own students have grown immensely in their ability and skill. And since the feedback is all automated, as their teacher, I can spend more time lesson planning, grading essays, or just drinking more coffee, being relaxed. Here's the rating progression of just one of my students, and not the best one either, as she grew in her ability. I gave them the goal of scanning 100 lines correct per quarter, and many of them went above and beyond that just because they liked it. And that's one of the great things about a site like this. It encourages and attracts students and gives them the time and chance to practice something that only comes with repetition. So here's the thing, and here's why I want to open it up for free for everyone else, other students, teachers, scholars, etc. The more people that are rating lines, the more accurate each line rating is, and the better the site. So please, go to hexameter.co and register a new account. It's free. Did I already mention that already? And if you don't quite know how to scan Hexameter, check out the tutorial pages before you start. Consider giving a donation or supporting the site through the ads because, bandwidth and server space does cost money. It's not a perfect site. I'm a Latin teacher, not a web developer. And please let me know if you find errors or bugs. I think it's adequately suited to its goal. So good luck and happy scanning.